upon a time, in a big village located in the east, there lived a young girl called Isioma. Isioma lived with her stepmother, who was very greedy and selfish. Isioma and her stepmother had a small restaurant that puts food on the table. One morning, as Isioma was preparing for work, she sat down, complaining to herself how she wakes up early to cook and then come back very late every day. Although she was very hardworking and obedient. So, as she was talking to herself, her stepmother called her so that they can go to the restaurant. They both left the house and got to the restaurant. They started cooking and getting other things ready for the customers to come in and eat. One day, a young man called Fred walked into the restaurant to relax. So Isioma walked up to him to take his order and also brought some food for him to eat. When Fred looked at Isioma, he got attracted to her at the first sight. Fred admired Isioma as she left to attend to other customers. Isioma's stepmother noticed how Fred was looking at Isioma, so she wished Fred and Isioma will get married someday so that she will live that luxurious life. Fred was all alone in his bathroom, thinking of Isioma, her smile, and her beauty. So the next day, he went back to the restaurant just to see Isioma, but on getting there, he met her stepmother, who sat him down to tell him that she noticed how he looked at Isioma. Fred was interested to speak his mind, so he told Isioma's stepmother what he wanted. He also promised Isioma's stepmother a house of her own, a car, and then getting her restaurant renovated. This made Isioma's stepmother excited and was ready to give Isioma's hand in marriage without consulting from Isioma's uncle. Isioma saw her stepmother and Fred talking, but she kept quiet. That evening, Isioma's stepmother sat Isioma down to convince her to marry Fred. At first, Isioma disagreed, and her stepmother threatened her not to be stubborn, else she will leave her house. That night, Isioma did not sleep. She was worried about her stepmother's final decision in forcing her to marry Fred without any courtship. Isioma's stepmother called Fred immediately to give him the good news, and Fred was very excited. Fred came to Isioma's house and took her to a VIP eatery in town where they had fun, but this didn't make Isioma happy. She only pretended to play along with Fred just to please her stepmother. After 2 weeks, Fred and Isioma got married and they left to the city while the stepmother packed into her new house. Isioma's stepmother will post the pictures of herself, house and car on social media, and she will call all her friends to know if they have seen her latest posts. One day, Isioma came back from shopping very late at night because of traffic, and she overheard her husband Fred talking to one of his baby mamas at the sitting room. All of a sudden, she heard a gunshot. When she peeped, she saw the baby mama struggling for her life. She became afraid and started going back. Fred saw her and shot her too. She fell and he rushed her to the hospital and he abandoned her there. After 2 hours, Isioma opened her eyes and she saw Fred on the television, arrested at the airport as he was about leaving the country. Isioma's stepmother had everything about Fred, and she decided to start drinking to calm herself down, but to no avail.
This your stepmother.
One day, a medical doctor called Obinna, who came from the States to assist few doctors for some weeks, went for a ward round. So he was surprised to see Isioma, who was his old secondary school friend. Isioma was surprised to see him too, so they started talking. After 1 month, Obinna proposed to Isioma, and she said yes, so they went to visit her stepmother. Isioma forgave her stepmother, and they fixed dates for their wedding. After the whole ceremony, they left to the States, and in 9 months, Isioma delivered a set of twins, a boy and a girl, and they named them Isioma and Obinna. Isioma's stepmother was invited to the States for Chai's visit, and they lived happily ever after.